You know what pain is: emotional, mental, physical pain, and what it can do. Pain was such a part of Nephi's life that he opened his story with it. In his first paragraph, he said, in part, having seen many afflictions. These chilling words hint at the challenges he faced, challenges that knocked him to the ground again and again, life-threatening challenges, any one of which would level most of us. Let's take a look at what he went through, how he got back to his spiritual feet, and how he harvested joy from such pain. His goal, after all, was to show us how to do the same. A catalog of Nephi's pain? Let's see, where to begin? How about with his childhood? As we said before, he lived in warlike times, which was bad enough. But things got worse when Nephi was about 13 years old. His neighbors joined the local authorities in threatening to murder his outspoken father, Lehi. Instantly, the once peaceful, respected, wealthy family became refugees, fleeing their home. Not all in the family agreed with their father's actions. The two older brothers resented the sudden loss of home, respect, and possessions, and probably the stir he made in the community that led to it. They followed him, but reluctantly. Their hearts held murder. Later, huddled in a camp a few weeks outside the city, Dad sent the boys back to obtain their family history. This was a fearsome task, because the record was held by the city's powerful and corrupt commanding general, Laban, someone who, as we said before, might murder them out of sheer spite. Sure enough, Laban stole the fortune they brought to purchase the record and tried to kill them for their troubles twice. Hiding in a cave, fearing for their lives, a fight broke out between the boys, escalating until Laban and Lemuel beat Nephi with a rod. It took the commanding presence of an angel to stop them. Undaunted, Nephi retrieved their history under God's guidance. After returning to camp, Lehi sent the boys out again to convince a friend, Ishmael, and his family to join them. The family did, but another fight broke out, and the older boys tied up Nephi and left him to die. He escaped, so they tried again, but were eventually dissuaded. The families suffered great privation as their father led them further into the wilderness. They were often near starvation, wading through much affliction and eating raw meat. During their 8-year trip, Ishmael died. In their grief, much of the camp rebelled and tried to return home. When Nephi objected, his brothers again tried to murder him and their father. Years later, the Lord commanded Nephi to build a boat to carry them across the ocean. More rebellion, more threats, more miraculous intervention. On the trip, everyone nearly drowned in a massive storm when the partying older brothers tied the protesting Nephi up for days. The incident nearly killed their parents and their 2 new infant brothers. Only when the storm threatened to drown them all did they relent. Arriving at a primal land, everyone began to carve out a new life. Then Lehi died. You can imagine what happened next. Now unrestrained by their father, the boys fought again, forcing Nephi and his followers to flee, becoming refugees once more, again rebuilding their world from scratch. For the rest of their lives, the 2 factions waged war, causing Nephi's people to mourn out their days. But none of these events topped his pain list. His worst affliction? seeing a vision in which his descendants fought against each other for 1,000 years until his people were utterly wiped out. And he knew the process was starting here. At some point, his woes and painful introspection caused him to cry in agony, "O wretched man that I am! Yea, my heart sorroweth because of my flesh. My soul grieveth because of mine iniquities. I am encompassed about because of the temptations and the sins which do so easily beset me. And when I desire to rejoice, my heart groaneth because of my sins." Much pain. Suffering. Yeah, Nephi knew it. But he got through it. He mustered enough faith and optimism to write some of the most uplifting and influential messages of all time, designed to uplift you and show you your own path away from pain. How did he do it? Let's take a look next time.